public education.
Do you favor one statewide school district?
Again, I lived in outside of Washington, D.C. in Fairfax County, which was 1 million people the size of Rhode Island, and they had one school district, Fairfax County School District, size of Rhode Island, and their administrative costs are not that different from Rhode Island. So I really want to see the data that would support consolidating schools and whether that's a good idea. Obviously, it's been done around the country, the county-wide school systems, but is it really a good savings? Because it will be disruptive. For instance, there was a study done on Aquidneck Island of consolidating the 3 communities into one school system there, and I've looked at that study, and it's not definitive that this is a good idea.
And a follow-up to that is, do you favor consolidating school districts in Rhode Island, and if so, how many should there be instead of just one statewide system?
Well, if you can improve education and save money, I'm in favor of that. And there are some improvements that can be done. For instance, the Aquidneck Island study said you could offer more variety in courses, maybe a language that's presently not offered if you have a bigger high school. Italian might be, or Arabic, or another language, for instance, that in one high school you don't have enough students to justify a teacher for that subject. So there could be some improvements in education as well as some savings of money, but at the same time, the bigger the schools, the more impersonal.
Okay. How would you lessen the reliance on property taxes to fund education?
Again, I've taken the courageous step of actually proposing a revenue stream to protect the property taxpayer. And I'm the only candidate for governor that has local experience. I'm the only candidate that has been a councilman and a mayor. None of the others have even served on a school committee, so I know the burden that property taxes place, especially on people on fixed incomes or people that fallen on hard times. And my proposal is a 1% expansion of the sales tax into exempt items. That generates $100 million, which we can therefore save from passing down the burden to the property taxpayer.
Okay. Would you, if elected, introduce or support legislation limiting the scope of collective bargaining to salaries, benefits, and working conditions?
I'm always looking to be competitive with our neighbors and to protect the rights of the people, the teachers in this case. But if we can make the environment competitive for the taxpayer and also protect the rights of the teachers, I certainly would work hard for that. We're in a very tough economic time, so we have to look everywhere we can for improvements in the burden on the taxpayer.
If elected, would you make any changes to the Board of Regents for elementary and secondary education?
I certainly was alarmed at what happened in Central Falls, but I don't think that was as a result of the Board of Regents. In the end, they made the very, very good decision not to go forward with the model, which would have resulted in the firing of the teachers, and they did hire the mediator, retired Judge Torres, and ultimately came to a good conclusion. No, that performance in the end was good.
Okay. A follow-up to that, would you consider appointing a school committee member to the Board of Regents?
Yes. Yes, I certainly would. I like to say that the hardest jobs in politics, President of the United States, Mayor of New York City, and school committee.
School committee. Okay. What role do you see school committees playing in your plan for education in Rhode Island?
Certainly it's an important role. These are people that, as I just said, have to deal with the parents, the teachers, the children, bus stops. It's a very, very demanding position, serving on a local school committee. And I applaud the work they do and I want to support it. I understand the issues that they face and how hard a job it is. I'll certainly be a strong supporter of those that are serving on school committees.
Who is your principal education advisor?
Well, having had my experience as a mayor, I like to say, please call me. This is one of my top priorities, education of our children, from pre-K to higher education. That's how we're going to grow our economy.
How can people get more information about your positions on education?
My website, hopefully has information on it, and certainly call our headquarters here, 456-0003.
Okay.
ChafeeForGovernor.com is our website.
And would you like to make any closing statements, sir?
Yes, another area that I'd like to expand, it's not so much elementary, secondary education, but is in combining our vocational technical schools with our community colleges and other. There's been proposals along this area that call it middle college. And I'd like to empower our VOTEC high schools in some way. They have a great role to play in building our economy. And I think it's a marketing issue, if you will, in that the VOTEC students can start to feel that I'm on a path to higher education at the same time. I'm in middle college. A rebranding of it, I think, would be positive in many, many ways. And as governor, I'll work to push this middle college idea to fruition.
Okay. That's it.